So, should you interlock or retwist? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Kayla. In today's video, I will be sharing with you guys the pros and cons of interlocking. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I'm gonna start with the pros of interlocking. So number one of the good things I love about interlocking is that I don't have to do my hair too often. I tend to interlock my hair every 8 to 10 weeks, depending on how much new growth I have or how frizzy my hair is. It's best to interlock your hair no more than every 2 months because you need enough new growth to complete whatever type of rotation that you are doing. One of the reasons I decided to get locks was because I was tired of doing my hair every single day. I feel that interlocking gives me the freedom to just let my hair be and already be in kind of like a style without having to style my hair. Another great thing about interlocking is that you do not need any product to interlock your hair. I like to interlock my hair on freshly washed hair when it's still damp. As the hair dries, as I'm trying to complete the whole interlocking session, I do keep a spray bottle full of water just to make sure I'm keeping the hair wet so that it's pliable for me to pull the hair through. And complete the rotation without tugging or pulling or causing any breakage on my locks. The third thing that I love about interlocking is that I can work out more frequently. You don't have to worry about puffy roots or puffy edges. Your hair still looks neat when you walk into the gym and when you leave the gym. The fourth thing that I love about interlocking is there's minimal to no product buildup. Since you don't need products to interlock your hair, you lessen your chances of getting product buildup versus someone who may retwist their hair and have to use products. The last thing I love about interlocking is that I get to wash my hair more often. I don't have to worry about any slippage or disturbing the neatness of my locks. Once you interlock the hair is instantly locked. Now we're going to talk about the cons or the not so good things about interlocking. One of the cons about interlocking is that you can interlock your hair way too tight. You may think that you can pull that lock through one last time, and the one last time you pull your lock through, it's way too tight. Imagine having that all around your hair, especially if you let somebody else do your hair. They don't really know they're doing it too tight unless you tell them. And when you interlock it too tight, you can cause some thinning, you could cause some traction alopecia. The second not so great thing about interlocking is that there's no uniform looking lock. Your locks can appear very wavy or groovy, like you're creating small little knots in your hair. And when you're making knots all throughout your locks, it can't really be uniform. If this is something that you don't particularly like about your locks, then you may want to consider retwisting instead. Okay, that's one of the things I do like about people who retwist their hair is the lock looks very, very uniform. But I'm not for or against any method, whichever one works for you. The third thing about interlocking is you can cause thinning within your lock. If you have smaller locks and you're interlocking and you may be interlocking way too tight, you can cause some breakage or some thinning in that lock, and you may end up having to, over time, you may have to repair it or combine it. Another not so great thing about interlocking is you can create holes in your lock. And when you are interlocking, whether you're doing a 2-point rotation, a 3-point rotation, or a 4-point rotation, one thing you have to remember is that you cannot go in the same direction twice. So for me, if I'm doing a 2-point rotation, I like to go in from the side, then from the top, then go in from the side, then go in from the top. If I try to go in from the side and then the side again, I've just created a hole in my lock. So you want to be very mindful which direction you last left off in. especially if you interlock 8 weeks ago and you're getting ready to interlock your hair again. Sometimes you can feel to see, okay, I last went through the top, so I know I need to go in from the side. So take your time when you're interlocking to make sure that you don't create holes in your locks, because this can also lead to thinning and breakage of that lock. The last thing that's not so great about interlocking is that it takes too long. I hear this from a lot of people who interlock their hair. So that is why I only like to do it every 2 months or a little bit longer. It takes me about 4 to 6 hours to interlock my hair. Now, granted, you guys, I've only been locked for 8 months and I've only done it now. Did you pee? Oh, I thought he peed in the corner. Now, mind you, I have over 200 pretty small locks. I have over an inch of new growth to interlock every single time and wrap the hair around the lock. So it can be kind of cumbersome. So that is one thing to keep in mind if you are someone who doesn't like to spend a long time on your hair. But for me, it doesn't bother me, because if I'm only doing my hair once every 2 months and it only takes maybe 4 to 6 hours every 2 months, I'm okay with that. Be very mindful about what size locks you want, because the smaller the lock, the longer it will take you to interlock your hair. I get this question often. Should I retwist or interlock my hair? This is most definitely left up to you. I've said this a few times to people who have commented or DM me asking me questions about which method is best for locks. And I don't think there is a best method to maintaining your locks. Both interlocking and retwisting, they both come with their own pros and cons. There is no one method better than the other. I feel like a lot of people in the lock community, we have this debate often, and a lot of people feel like, well, if I do it, then I know it's right. And that's not the case. You know, I would never tell somebody because I interlock it's right and you should do it too and everybody else should do it. No, you should do what works best for you. For me, I do not have time. I do not want to dedicate every 2 weeks or every month doing my hair, because I was doing that when I was a loose natural and I hated it, okay? But if you have a few hours every 2 weeks or every month to do your hair, then retwisting may be best for you. If you have a more active lifestyle and you don't want to spend too much time doing your hair, then interlocking is best for you. We've seen people who retwist their hair who suffer with traction alopecia, who have missing locks, who have locks that are thinning, and we also see that with people who interlock as well. If you are using improper practices on your locks, you're gonna be experiencing all the cons that I just previously listed and probably some more. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I feel like you can apply a lot of these pros and cons to both methods of maintaining your locks, whether you interlock or retwist, but that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comment section down below how you like to maintain your locks. Do you like to interlock or do you like to retwist? In the meantime, I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.
Fine, 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 fine. Sorry, had a dream last night that the world stopped turning.